Hello, this is the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing, starting this Monday, December 12th, to look into the upcoming week in terms of weather conditions conducive for overall burning. And precipitation over the past 7 days. On the left, we have significant precipitation in the green shades, a half inch or higher. Dark green to yellow shades are an inch to an inch and a half or more. You can see the further north you go, the heavier the precipitation has been. Has been quite dry across southern Utah, southern Nevada, as well as the Arizona Strip. Percent of normal, you can see much above normal in those areas where we had precipitation. Here's our look at our upper level maps with satellite imagery superimposed. You can see that cloud cover now exiting the Nevada and Utah area, pushing to the south and east. We see a strong westerly wind belt indicated by these tight height contours indicated here in the green. And with these strong westerly upper level winds, we expect continuation of good overall dispersion, but also because we're in that strong jet stream, we should see pretty good bouts of precipitation every few days as we go through the latter part of this week into the weekend. So taking a look at this afternoon's upper level map on the left, you can see that tight gradient with the packing of those height lines in yellow, strong upper level winds, dry punch of air in this tannish shade pushing across Nevada into parts of western Utah, moisture on our northern and southern fringes. And on the right-hand side, our ventilation index, which combines overall dispersion both vertically and horizontally, where you see the white conditions are quite good. Areas in the red, moderate. Areas in purple indicate fairly poor dispersion. And even though we do see some shades of purple, this is the year for it with low sun angles, so not seeing too much of it indicates that dispersion overall should be fairly good across our area. Now if we break that dispersion down vertically and horizontally on the left, transport winds coming out of the northwest. The stronger speeds will be in the oranges and pinks, as you can see by the speed key on the left-hand side. And mixing heights overall will be lowest across portions of north-central Nevada, but overall pretty good dispersion in most other areas. Now on Tuesday, we still see that strong jet, and we also see some cloud cover now pushing in across central areas. Could be some light precipitation. Because of that cloud cover, the areas of poor dispersion will be in these purple shades across the northern half of Nevada and across parts of the Wasatch, where snow cover could cause some inversions to linger into the afternoon hours. Otherwise, dispersion gets pretty good, especially across our southern areas. Those transport winds on the left-hand side, fairly light in a lot of areas. On the right-hand side, mixing heights, vertically best overall mixing heights in our southern areas, worst mostly in the north. And then as we go into Wednesday, we see even though there's an arc of high pressure trying to build, there's a stream of Pacific moisture pushing up and over that ridge. We sometimes refer to that as a dirty ridge of high pressure because the dirt, in terms of the moisture, still creeps in, and you can see on the right hand side with overall dispersion where we have those clouds limiting the sunshine and the heating. Overall ventilation index is fairly low. We look at that in more detail. On the left hand side, transport winds fairly weak across most of the Great Basin, especially, except for parts of the Snake River Valley where they'll get some terrain enhancement, and some of these oranges you see through here are speeds of over 30 miles per hour. But vertically overall, mixing heights not as great across most of the area, except for the southern areas and especially along the California border with the approach of the next storm system. A look at the Utah area, and this comes from the National Weather Service. They produce the Clearing Index, which is similar to the Ventilation Index, incorporates both vertical and horizontal dispersion conditions, and you can see that areas in the red through here indicate good overall clearing indices. That'll be the best today. May go downhill slightly as we go Tuesday into Wednesday. Looks like Tuesday will be the worst day, and then by Wednesday we should start to see some improvement as another storm system approaches. But in the meantime, some of these areas in the purple you see through here will be areas that will have poor overall dispersion during that time period. We'll also look at precipitation over the next 3 days, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can see that some light precipitation amounts, middle to darker shades of green indicate about 1/4 to 1/2 inch, which could translate to about 2 to 5 inches of snow in some of these areas. Much lighter precipitation as you head further south, but stronger precipitation signals here in the purple. Of course, the mountains of central Idaho indicate 1.5 inches. of precipitation, which could end up being 20-25 inches of snow up in the higher terrain of Idaho and also into parts of Wyoming as well. Looking at the weather further down the week, on Thursday we see a big trough of low pressure now moving into the Pacific Northwest. Strong jet stream, strong pull of moisture all across California, Nevada, and into Utah. Clearing index, ventilation index overall on Thursday. Only reason it's a little bit on the low side is because of the cloud cover, but the transport wind should be fairly strong and should override that. Now on Friday, you see that low pressure really deepening through here. Should be a very heavy precipitation day across all areas because the storm system is closer over the vicinity. Notice how the dispersion really improves with the purple shades being confined to our far eastern areas. Otherwise, we see really good overall dispersion conditions through here on the right-hand side. On Saturday, as that system moves out, dispersion remains good in most areas where you see the white and even the yellow. On the left-hand side, we see one storm system pushing off to our east, another one starting to approach from the Pacific Northwest. And on Sunday, that trough low pressure swings on through real quickly. And because we're in these fast-moving weather pattern type situations, dispersion overall, we don't see much in the way of that purple low shade, but dispersion overall should be fairly good in most areas. So let's take a look further down the road here, and precipitation-wise, this will be Thursday and Friday. Notice the heavy amounts of precipitation across the mountains of Wyoming through the whole Wasatch chain into the Arizona Strip. So basically the entire Great Basin gets a good bout of precipitation. This could put a dent in large-scale broadcast burns, making it too wet or too white to get any large-scale ignitions going, so maybe more of a pile burning type weather pattern. And if we look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, this takes us from December 19th to Christmas Day. You can see that cooler than normal signal across the Great Basin also coincides with wetter than normal conditions across most areas except for maybe far southern Nevada. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day. Our next smoke briefing will be this coming Friday.